Melania now has a book out. I know what you're thinking. She reads? No, she doesn't. It's mostly pictures. It is a coffee table book. In other words, it's an excuse to sell a book at, $60 versus $50. How much does it cost? Oh, it's only 40. That's not bad. Okay. That's not terrible. I mean, it should be $13, but in her memoir, Melania reflects on the Slovenian childhood, the pivotal moments that led her to the world of high fashion in Europe and New York, and the serendipitous meeting with Donald Trump, a chance to encounter that forever changed the course of her life. Melania opens up about their courtship, life in the spotlight, and experiencing the joy of motherhood. Bro, experiencing the joy of being cheated upon while you are sleepless trying to take care of your son. She shares behind the scenes stories from her timeline in the White House, shedding light on her advocacy work and the causes close to her heart. Melania offers an unprecedented look into her time as the First Lady and fucking Christmas, who was born outside the United States but truly hates all immigrants, a role she embraced with honor and dedication. It brings readers into her world and presents an in depth account of a woman, it's getting a little Latina right now, who has led a remarkable life on her own terms. Melania Trump's story is one of resilience and independence, showcasing her strength and unwavering commitment to her true self. I'm excited. Uh, yeah, it is much more of a Spanish. Everything I do kind of descends into a Spanish language, but the rolling of the R's is very difficult to not then. But what I didn't, her voice is very high these days. Anyway, as part of the PR blitz, Melania is releasing these weird vertical black and white videos. And on one of them, she basically says that she believes in abortion rights. And I don't know what you think, but I think this is all a bullshit. But here she is, and either this is the biggest FU to Donald Trump, or it's just the cognitive dissonance the Republican Party has been engaged in, pretending as if their policies are somehow compatible with bodily autonomy, or aren't doing the exact thing that we knew they were doing and that they are doing.
Individual freedom is a fundamental principle that I safeguard.
That I had, it was very good. Okay. That was, you know what? There was a little too much. The TH shit is very much a D. That I safeguard. The fundamental rights.
That I safeguard. Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it.
Without a doubt. I'm sorry.
Without a doubt, there is no room for compromise when it comes to this essential right that all women possess from birth: individual freedom. What does my body, my choice really mean?
Buy the book to find out. It means you gave your body over to Donald Trump, and everything was downhill from there. My body, my choice. I guess she's saying she had free will in this, but like, what does it really mean? Find out. Maybe I'm actually not who you think I am. You know what? You know what this is? It's two things. Number one, it's BS. I don't buy it. But we'll get into some more details. But this is everyone who's ever come out with a book who has been in relationship to Donald Trump, right? Former advisors, former staffers, like people who were fired, everyone who's come out with a book about Donald Trump, who worked with Donald Trump, and in this case, who doesn't sleep with, but at one point allowed Donald Trump inside of them, makes the pitch of the book not how great Donald Trump is, how this is the MAGA movement, how everything's amazing, but they always pitch it because they understand, ironically, something that the Trump campaign doesn't understand, which is that to appeal to a mass group of people, especially people who read, let's be real, you're going to have to tack liberal, and you're going to have to give the libs some sort of intrigue into why they should buy this. Find out about Donald Trump, find out about how I really feel, find out how I'm not like just a puppet, find out how like the things I heard on the inside, right? And I know this is not throwing Trump under the bus, unlike some of those books. But again, a lot of those books, many of which I didn't read, are also just lifting the most the ways they differentiate themselves from Trump in order to get libs to buy the book, libs / average everyday people, right? And then they, that's how they hook you. That's exactly what's going on here. But I thought this was interesting. And so what else does she have to say about the bodily autonomy? And here she is on Maria Bartiromo's show, and she's spitting a whole bunch of BS. I mean, there's a lot of like agreeing that FEMA is spending money on undocumented immigrants and blah, 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 and, some bullshit. But here is the part that Maria asks her when it comes to abortion.
Many congressmen have written to Alejandro Mayorkas saying, why did you spend so much money on illegal
businesses and the hurricane, Boris, and also serving the food
in the book?
Be okay.
Just the fact that you're on the ground gives people the support.
Correct.
Melania, you also write about abortion in the book. You write that you are staunchly for a woman's right to choose. You are pro-choice. You write, it is imperative to guarantee that women have autonomy in deciding their preference in having children based on their own convictions, free from intervention or pressure from government. Had you spoken to President Trump about that before you wrote that in the book?
Yes, he knew my position and my beliefs since the day we met. And I believe in individual freedom. I want to decide what I want to do with my body. I think
she definitely aborted one of Trump's babies. Let's just be real. Like, she definitely had an abortion by him. But like, that was a pretty strongly worded passage, right? Like, free from interference from government, which again, that's not a let's kick it to the states, let's make the voters decide, da da da. That's pretty blanket, although it can be spun by Republicans as like, oh, she doesn't mean like state government or local government. She means federal government. It's like, no, that's not what that means, but okay.
I don't want government in my personal business. I think it's very important. And as I said in the book, and it's very well explained in the chapter, what does really my body, my choice means.
But what does it mean to you?
Because timing really matters, and also the restrictions. So I encourage people to read it, because we live in the world that everybody should have individual freedom.
It was interesting that you wrote this in the book right before a presidential election.
Well, that was not written in the last week.
But I really do not want to be in the White House again. The decorations are incredibly tacky, and there's all kinds of remodel that I would like to do, but is prohibited by federal law. And so I tried to garden, and they make fun of me. So I do this. I lost it.
For the last month.
These are your convictions.
Correct. But that book was written months before, and it was in a print months before. So
I had no idea that Donald would be running again. What are you talking about? It was in the print months before. Months before, bitch. He been campaigning since you lost the election in 2020. What are you talking about?
That was my belief, and it is my belief. And I wanted to put it in the book because I want to be authentic. I want people to read the book because they could find out a lot of things that were never discussed.
Ooh, you see what I'm saying? She's doing the same thing. One, she needs money. Two, she hates Trump. And three, she's trapped with him. But three, she's just trying to, I mean, she needs the money. She's just trying to sell this book. You're going to find out a lot of things that, were never discussed. Like, I hope there's a chapter about Christmas.
I'm very selective what I do. And when I'm doing interviews or not, or where I am or not. And this is my story. This is my perspective and the truth. And there is a lot of misinformation about me and falsehoods written about me. So that book, Melania, it will bring my truth and the truth.
How do you
Fuck, dude. I low-key want to read this now. Shit, she got me. She got me. Like, if she's saying she is not a, racist white immigrant mail order bride who fell for the biggest idiot, in the country, like, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, does she have secret goals of, like, did she want to ever go into STEM? You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, Slovenia is a hard fucking place. Like, it is basically like, you better be hot enough to go to the United States and be a model. And that's what she is. Anyway, so I don't know. I kind of buy it. Ew. Here's Donald Trump being asked by Fox about Melania's decision to write about abortion rights.
What's your reaction to Melania's memoir about championing abortion rights and reproductive freedom? When you read it, what were your thoughts?
We spoke about it, and I said, you have to write what you believe. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have to write what you believe. She's very beloved. People love our former First Lady, I can tell you that. But I said, you have to stick with your heart. I've said that to everybody. You have to go with your heart. There are some people that are very, very far right on the issue, meaning without exceptions. And then there are other people that view it a little bit differently than that.
Kamala Harris is out on the. What's your reaction?
I mean, that's just incredible to me. Again, this is why just top tier gaslighting, right? Everyone's got to go with their heart, and that's what I believe, and that's what I did. No, it's not. It's not at all what you did. You put in place 3 Supreme Court justices who are religious zealots. They, through the Dobbs decision, effectively overturned Roe v. Wade, triggering dozens of abortion bans across the country that were only held up because Roe v. Wade was still in place. It has not been kicked to the individual at all. It's not been what's in your heart. It's what's in the heart of a Republican state legislature around the country. And most of those people are cis, straight, white dudes. But I don't mean to slur and say the word cis. So, like, again, they think they can hold both of these truths. And the problem is, and this is why I do think that non-right-wing outlets should interview Melania, is there's a follow-up question, which is, are you concerned about some of the policies that your husband enacted? Or don't you see that the policies that you're enacted doesn't leave it up to the individual or the person or what's in their heart? In fact, they cannot express that. I mean, these blood-sucking urchins would never, ever cop to that. I mean, not understand that. But it's like, that's the logical follow-up here that is being responsible.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do